Deep in the heart of Africa, there exist tribal communities that have little to no contact with the outside world. These tribes and their customs have been shrouded in mystery for the longest time. But today, we are going to venture out into the very center of the tribe to spend the day with them and understand the strange but wonderful customs of the Mursi tribe in Ethiopia. Who are the Mursi people of Ethiopia? What kind of strange customs and traditions of theirs have been hidden away? The continent of Africa has been subject to a brutal amount of colonization for their natural resources and manpower throughout the years, from suffering at the hands of the Dutch, then the Spanish, and finally the British. Many nations in the country have a long past of being under colonial rule. But Ethiopia shows a different story. It is one of the only nations in the entire continent to never fall under colonial rule. Ethiopia has had a past of fighting tooth and nail to keep their independence, which has in turn preserved all of their tribe's original customs and traditions. The Mursi tribe is one of the many tribes that you can find in the heart of Ethiopia, away from all the hustle and bustle of the busy city life in the capital of Addis Ababa, which means new flowers in the Amharic language, one of 5 languages spoken in the country. A 2-hour flight out of the country would take you to Jinka, a town in rural Ethiopia. If you travel down to the Omo Valley, you can come into contact with one of the strangest tribes in history. The Omo Valley hosts nearly 16 tribes across the plains. The Mursi tribe forms one of the 16 tribes in the area, but what makes them stand out are the strange body modifications some members of the tribe undergo as a part of their customs. The first thing you would notice if you go to one of the Mursi tribe villages is the fact that many of the women have large plates embedded in their lips. This tradition of theirs is one we will explore soon. But first, let us take a look at how the Mursi tribe lives before delving into their beliefs and practices. The first thing you would notice when you approach the Mursi tribe is their houses. The traditional Mursi tribe house is built using straw and sticks. The walls are held together using sticks and rope, with the roof being covered in straw. The houses provide little privacy, but such notions of individuality and privacy are lost in tribes such as these, as everyone is interdependent on one another for their day-to-day survival. The Mursi tribe primarily survives by way of their millet agriculture and cattle herding. The men usually head out in the morning with the cattle so that they can graze and have their fill and then return before the sun runs high and the temperature begins to spike rapidly. Although the people of the Mursi tribe have formidable immunity from being exposed to the elements, they do not test the African sun. The women of the village usually set out in the morning to prepare a meal for their family. Cooked meals in the morning are not very common in the Mursi tribe. They usually resort to drinking fresh cow's milk in the morning. The Mursi people wake up early in the morning to collect the milk. They pull their calves away from their mothers, milk the cows, and drink the milk. Once they collect and drink this milk, the people of the Mursi tribe set out for the day. Once the men leave for work, the women begin working in their houses. They usually grind the harvest of millet and sorghum into fine flour. They grind the grains using traditional mill stones. While the work is strenuous in many aspects, it helps keep many of the women healthy and strong to a great extent. As the harsh afternoon sun begins to set, the men take the cattle out once more to graze. To keep mosquitoes and other pests away, the men light a small fire to smoke them out. The tribe takes care of their cattle to the best of their efforts because their cattle is their livelihood, as it provides them with milk, blood, meat, and leather. The women set out to make dinner for the family in the evening. They take the flour that they ground in the morning and set out to cook it. The cooked corn flour is called cornmeal and is a staple food of the Mursi tribe. Although their diet is simple, it provides men and women the strength they need to carry out their daily tasks. Now let's look at the practices and traditions of the Mursi. The women can be seen with lip plates of varying sizes embedded in their lower lip. These lip plates, that are made of divine mud, are seen as a symbol of beauty within the Mursi tribe and are believed to ward off evil spirits. The level of beauty increases proportionately to the plate size, resulting in some very large lip plates being embedded in the lower lip. The Mursi explains that this tradition started to prevent other tribes from kidnapping their women, but evolved into a symbol of beauty. The plate is usually embedded at the age of 15. They pierce the lower lip and put a small plate to stretch the lip out. The women say that although pain is there initially, after a while it goes away. The plate sizes are increased according to the women's wishes, with some upgrading their plate sizes every month. Although the tradition was mandatory for all women in the past, they are allowed to choose whether or not they want to insert these lip plates or not. The lip plates of the Mursi tribe are made by the women themselves. They take a certain kind of mud that has been kept in water and form the shape using their hands. They add grooves to the lip plates so that the plate sits more comfortably. The women do not keep the lip plates on at all times. Although a symbol of beauty, the plates are removed whenever it is felt impractical to keep them on, like when they are eating or working. The plate functions solely as a decorative modification, just like how any other woman would wear earrings or a nose ring. The men of the Mursi tribe are not exempt from traditions. The men have to physically fight one another if they are to earn a bride. The men gather together for a tradition called the Donga fight. It's a bloody fight between the two men of different villages, where they use sticks to attack one another. In the Donga fight, all rules are off the table, and the men are free to do as much damage as they can to each other, even to the extent of death. This fight is the peak of a man's life, as he not only fights to win a bride, but also to maintain his dignity. If a man dies during a Donga fight, the loser's family has to be compensated by the winner by giving them 20 cows. The men undergo a ritual before fighting. They take a healthy cow and pierce its carotid artery, making it bleed. The men gather around this collected blood and take turns to drink it. The men of the Mursi tribe believe that drinking cow's blood provides them with strength and vitality before a fight. Once they drink this blood, the men gather around and begin chanting songs that have been passed down the generations. They ask their ancestors for strength and step into the ring. The two men who step into the ring begin trading blows with sticks they collected from the kolochi tree. The tree has a strong and sturdy wood that does not break easily, making it perfect for this sort of joust. The men trade blows till the other side gives up or the referee steps in and declares a winner. The Mursi tribe believes that passing down their customs is not just tradition, but an obligation. They hope that all the men and women of their tribe in the future will still follow the ways of their ancestors and not give it up to go live in the city. The Mursi tribe, although strange to the outside world, live a life that is peaceful and harmonious with nature.